get like a whiteboard or something so I can like.
Why? We'd have to, your whiteboard part would have to be like this long. All the hash marks on there. You know, that would just be. We should do it like, you know, prison style, where you just carve it into the
Pretty
concrete.
messed up. That's what I used to do with rat scaling.
Oh, you did put little check marks. Oh my God. We're not going to show people that. That's just bad. Hey guys.
Hey.
We're back. It's been a week or two. I think it's been only a week.
Yeah, right? We didn't play last week.
We didn't play last week, yeah, so I guess it's been two weeks. But yeah, so we're back with another battle report, and the Ratkin have returned. The Ratkin have returned, joined by, I swear to God, he looks like an archfiend, but he's the Scud.
Demon Spawn Scud.
We're just going to call him Scud. We tried to pronounce it earlier, and it sounds, well, it doesn't sound right when you try and pronounce it the way we try to pronounce it. So we're going to call him Scud. Let's see here. I'm trying to think. It's a little different of a Ratkin list than before.
Because I put Scud in. He's 345 points or whatever he is.
He's like a dragon,
pricey,
right?
Yeah.
Pretty much. Kind of, sort of.
Kind of, sort of. Yeah.
So you've got a lot of monstrous infantry and like a lot of like monsters and stuff.
Yeah.
In this one. It's kind of like a monster mash almost. Yeah. Well, I mean, it feels smaller, but and you've got two weapons teams.
Yeah. A couple mutant rat fiends.
A couple rat fiends. Yeah, it's gonna be a little interesting. And I brought my Undead. So yeah, it's going to be a good game. I tweaked my Undead a little bit. I dropped the one horde of zombies to put in a Necromancer, just to try and maybe provide a little bit of support for my Legion of Zombies. Just see if it works. If it doesn't, then I'll probably end up dropping the Legion of Zombies, even though they look so cool.
That is cool.
And I might add in, I don't know, a horde of ghouls, or because that would always be a good, decent chaff thing, or who knows what.
They come in hordes, ghouls.
Yeah.
Wow.
30 attacks, hitting on 4s, wild charge D3.
Nice.
They're not shambling.
Wow.
And they're that's why I like using this chaff, because the little troops are 12 attacks.
Yeah.
They're almost like my berserkers.
They're nasty. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. And
you played those that one time, I was like, dang, they're really good.
Yeah, I like the little troops. But I'm looking at how much I can add in if I don't have Lycanus and the 2 troops of ghouls, because that right there it's 70 points per troop of ghouls, and then it is so that's 140, and then Lycanus is 150.
Wow.
So that's 290 right there,
Yeah.
Just in support troops. And I like Lycanus. I like what he brings to the army. I like that he brings inspiring. I like that he brings
with the werewolves.
I like that he brings that extra punch.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to flesh out what other options I could do with this list that I have. I know it sounds weird, but I'm kind of on the fence about the Wraiths.
Are you really? Wow.
Every time I played the Wraiths, they just get blanked off the board. I don't know if they're defense 6, but I don't.
They take a lot to get them off the board. I had to flank charge them last time, and I barely did it.
Oh, that was a frontal and a flank. Yeah, but just being defense 6, they're a nice mobile hammer. I like the fact that they can fly, which is awesome.
Yeah.
I think I got to utilize that better. So I'm still, like I said, I'm still on the fence. So they're 185 points, like we talked about last time. That's kind of the sweet spot for Undead, it seems.
You got a lot of heroes too.
I do in this list. I do. I got 4 individuals. The Pharaoh's not going anywhere because I like him.
He's nasty.
He is just for 155 points. He's defense 6. He's got, I think he's only got 5 attacks, but 3s to hit, crushing 2. He's got regen. Yes, he
flies. I think too. Doesn't
he? He doesn't fly. No, you can give him wings, but then you drop him down to defense 5. I'm not going to do that. I guess I could, but I'm not going to. I like running him with because then I can run him in with the other units. He offers inspiring. To me, he just makes the mummies that much more sticky, And plus, he does have like Surge 6.
Yeah.
So if I need to, turn the mummies and surge them a couple inches, I can do that too. You get a nice little flank. But with this one, I have the ASB in there. I was contemplating dropping him because he is an ASB. That's all he is.
Yeah.
Oh my God. He's going to start beeping again.
Every time.
I'll just turn it off because it's just annoying. Oh, wait. Maybe it was already off. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway. So the ASB, he's basic ASB. He's 50 points, and what he does, he's an Inspiring Bubble. It's kind of nice because the Necro is not inspiring.
Yeah.
So if I need to, I can get the Necro into places where if he gets hurt, if he gets killed, that's fine. I'm not losing my Inspiring Bubble.
Yeah. How come you don't put loot on him? Because you have somewhere else? Or?
I don't have enough points. I could drop Drain Life and put loot on him.
Yeah, it'd be nice for the extra Bane Chant.
Yeah,
Sure.
I thought about it. I've got Bane Chant on the Lich King, and I want to put loot on him. But for this one, I focused more on a defensive build with the Necro. So the Necro's got heal and Drain Life. And that's to try and see what it'll do for the zombies.
Yeah.
The way that I kind of think about this, I don't really, I mean, Bane Chanting at the group of zombies is kind of cool when it's 30 attacks.
Yeah.
But on the flip side of that, it's like, is it better to just keep them alive? You know, what's more beneficial for the Legion?
Yeah.
To have more punch, to have more bite, or just to be alive?
Yeah.
And so that's kind of why I'm playing the list the way it is right now. You get a little bit more defensive-minded spells. Now, granted, Drain Life is not deep. I mean, it kind of is. It's a little bit of both, right? It's an offense. It's an offensive spell in that it causes damage on the opponent. Defensive, and then it pulls those
range.
Wounds. It's difficult, and that's why I didn't want to put Inspiring Talisman on him, because I'm going to have to get him into places where he's probably going to die. And that's why he's not that expensive. I think heal 3 is 20 points, Drain Life is 25, so it makes him 100 points.
Yeah.
So 100 points, all right. If he takes a charge and stops a unit for a turn, whatever. You know, it's not that big of a deal.
He's not mighty or anything, though, is he?
He's what?
He's not mighty?
No, he's not mighty.
Yeah.
No, so you can overrun through him. But what I'm saying, though, is if just incidentally, if I have him moving around, because I'm not going to try and stop somebody with him, but if I have him moving around and he does end up getting charged or killed, it's not as big as like losing my Lich King, who is inspiring. You know, he's like 100, he's almost 200 points. And so he's a little bit more critical in the list.
Yeah.
But
he's got, what, Surge 10?
Yeah, he's got Surge 10.
That's nasty.
Yeah, and even the Necro's got Surge 6.
Wow.
So between the two of them, having them near, I could, you know, potentially do Surge 16 into something if I really needed to, which that's, you know, one thing I've learned about Surge is that there are times when, you know, you see a juicy target and you're like, oh man, I gotta do. Most of the time, it's going to put that one unit out of position with the rest of the army. So for those new players that are out there that are watching and really like the Undead and like the Surge mechanic, it is a great mechanic if it's done right. If you just surge stuff, just to surge stuff, though, be careful because it will put you out of position.
Oh, yeah.
You don't get a chance to...
And you have to move the full distance. You can't just like...
Yeah, you can't just pick.
Yeah.
Like, I got Surge 10, but I only want to do Surge 1. No, you got to go Surge 10. And then however you stop, that's how you stop. Like, you don't get a chance to change facing. So it could potentially put you out for a flank or just leave you out outside of Inspiring Bubble. So shambling is one of those rules where if it's done right, it is brutal. But if it's not done right, you're gonna lose. So you got to be very mindful of your surge. I am a little more surge conservative than others. There are a lot of people that will surge the hell out of things all the time. I really don't do that too much unless I see a good surge like last game against the Steel Behemoth.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, if I see something like that and I know it's within, you know, my surge bubble, I think I needed a 4 on that, so that was right within 50%. You know, surge casts on a 4 up, and I have a surge 10, so most likely I'm going to get at least a surge 5 if, you know, going by averages. But if you're banking on a surge 8 and you have surge 10, good luck, man. Especially if that's going to put you out again, because the worst thing is putting yourself out of position and not completing your charge. Because now
because you could roll to garbage.
Right, exactly.
Like, I need 5 inches, and you could roll like 2 inches, and then
and I've done it before. So that's the thing about Surge. I love it, but it does have some tactical pitfalls if you just don't use it right. Whereas things like Elite, there is no tactical pitfall to Elite, right? It just happens, and it's never going to be a negative against you. All right, and I'm sure like somebody will probably, oh, what about that? I'm just saying, for the most part, Elite, Vicious, certain rules are never going to be a negative. Brutal, well, actually, no, Brutal could probably be a negative, I guess, if you're trying to make something stick.
Yeah, I guess.
But I mean, but there again, I guess so could Elite. But there again, why are you playing the game if you're not trying to kill stuff? So whatever. But so shambling can be a negative as well. Anyway, I'll get off my soapbox about shambling. We'll get on with the game. So we got 22-20.
Yeah.
Yeah, gosh, I can't talk. We're playing Smoke and Mirrors.
Yeah.
So we have 10 objectives set up on the board, or I'm sorry, bluff counters. They're not objectives yet until they get flipped over. And then each turn, each one of us flips over an objective marker.
Yep.
I believe it has to be on our side of the board. So you're going to be flipping over mine. Right, because you know which ones are yours. And I'll be flipping over his. This one is similar to Fool's Gold, except that this one, you almost have to be conservative for almost the whole game. Because
you're flipping one.
You're flipping one at a time. You know, you don't get the luxury of turn 3, flip them all. Oh, I know where I'm going, right? So this one, you got to be a little bit more conservative throughout most of the game, or at least have the ability to
find
get
that
back.
2 right off the bat.
Or find the 2, or flip the 2 right off the bat, and then you're like, got it.
Yep.
As long as you're not out of position, got it. I'm gonna hold this, and screw you guys. We're gonna go home. So that's the biggest thing with Smoke and Mirrors. I still like Smoke and Mirrors. It's a little different than Fool's Gold, just because you do have to do a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit.
All
here.
the new ones are super cool. I like all the new ones.
And what I like about this too is that it's all strategic, right? Whereas if I flip over one bluff counter, if that one says 1 or 2, now it's, oh crap, that one's 2. That's awesome. But now, am I out of position?
Yeah, you gotta do something.
Do I have am I going to stop up my line?
Yeah.
Because like you have one of your bluff counters right in front of my Zombie Legion. Now, I know you wouldn't do this to me, but what if that is the 2? Now what am I going to do? Am I just going to stay there the whole game?
Yeah.
Am I going to stop half of my battle line to hold on to the 2? Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll work, but what if I deploy different?
If it's a 2, you probably would
have to, right? Yeah. And so that's some of the strategy with these the bluff counters is sometimes I know you don't necessarily want to give your own opponent an easy objective, right? An easy objective marker. But what if it's a 1?
Yeah.
What if you put a 1 right next to their deployment zone?
Are you gonna leave it or?
Right. What are they gonna do? Are they gonna devote a unit to stay there because it can't be an individual? It's got to have something with unit strength.
Yeah.
Can't be a war machine or a war engine. So it's got to have something with unit strength. Well, if you're already taking out a unit in the beginning of the game,
actually.
You know what I mean? Like you're literally taking out one of your opponent's units right there, regardless of what it is. Even if I had to stop and hold it with my Wraiths, there's a defense 6, 185 point unit that you just took out of the game first turn
for
without even
doing
anything. For 1 point objective.
It's a good play.
So something to think about, guys, when you're doing Smoke and Mirrors. All right, so we'll talk about our unit showcase. Your unit showcase is the...
Scud.
Scud. That's right, Scud. We're not even going to attempt to say the rest of his name. So talk about Scud real quick.
He's awesome. He's a flying, pretty much a dragon. 13 attacks, crushing 3. He has Rally 2, which is nice, so I get leadership on within 6 inches, which is super cool. Inspiring, which is good. Lightning Bolt 5, so he's got a little range to him. A little pricey on the points, but
he's your right. But he's your for the Ratkin. He's their dragon, pretty much, right? So he fills that role in this army, and he does have Rally 2, which is nice. So that increases your waver and route values by 2 as long as you're within 6 inches. So you're looking at Rally 2, so that boosts your Shock Blight. That's what we call the Shock Troops. We call them Shock Blight
because they used to be Blight and Shock Troops,
and now they're just
put
both
together into one.
So we call them Shock Blight. Your Shock Blight are what, normally 20-22, right?
I think so.
So now they're 22-24.
Yep.
And then you're looking at, yes, they're only defense 3.
Defense 4.
Defense 4.
Yeah.
They're only defense 4, but then that first round of combat, if he pops the plague pots, then I mean, -1 to hit. Then they become kind of like the Blight a little bit. Now it only lasts 1 turn, but typically that's all you need with these guys.
Yeah.
So with that rallying 2, though, making them 20-22, I can attest from having units that are, I'm sorry, making them 22-24.
It's hard to pop them in 1 turn.
It is hard to pop them, and you've got 3 of them across the board.
Yeah.
You're always really good about spreading out your rallying as well. So that guy, I think, is going to be kind of interesting for you.
Yeah.
I'm kind of interested to see, like, how you're going to play him, because you are not the type that'll just like zoom a dude across the board. Especially,
I want to keep him close to stuff too. I mean, because he gets the rallying 2 inspiring. It's pretty much my source of inspiring over here. So I can't just like fly him over there.
Right, you can't sacrifice him across the board.
Yeah.
All right, so my unit is going to be the Mummies, the Regiment of Mummies. These guys are 180 points. They do what they do, and they do it well.
They're nasty. They're hard to kill.
Mummies are awesome. They're regen 5 up. They are fearless 18. They're defense 5. They only hit on force only. And they are crushing 2. So this unit I like to think of as a punchy.
They're not
anvil.
super punchy, but man, they can hold.
Right,
and they'll whittle you down.
Right, and that's what I think about them is they're a punchy anvil, right? They're not going to be like the Revenants, which have no crushing. You're just going to grind with them. The mummies do actually have a little bit of punch back, and so you really got to be, cognizant of what you throw into them because they could very well die. Even with only 12 attacks, we figure half of those are going to hit, so you're hitting on 6 of them, and then you're going to get crushing 2. You're probably going to
together though most of the time. So
yeah, I try and run them together, and I try and run them with the Pharaoh.
Yeah.
Just because I think they synergize really well together. And so unless somebody has fire oil, like these guys, which can get rid of regen, or no, not get rid of regen, it gives you +1.
Crushing. Yeah.
+1 crushing.
Yeah.
So that's nasty. Making them crush 2, I think, right? Because shock blighter already crushed 1, right? So that'll hurt. I got to try and mitigate that as best I can.
Yeah, do a Bane Chant. I'd be crush 3 on a horde. 30 attacks.
Ouch! Ouch! That's how you take out a regiment of mummies in one turn. But yeah, so the mummies, I like them. They're an all-around unit for me. I use them sometimes as a stopgap to slow people down. Sometimes if I have to, I'll use them as a hammer, even though I don't think they work very well as that. And they're just a good grindy unit that, as long as the other opponent doesn't have a lot of attacks, or really high crushing, or really good at attacking, they're gonna stick around. For a regiment to do the job of a horde,
so nasty.
I like them.
They get shot up and they just keep coming, like last game.
Yep, they just kept coming. It didn't matter. Didn't care.
Just keep regenning them back.
Yeah. So with that, guys, we will get going on with the game. All right, Tom, what do we got?
Got 2 weapons teams, 2 mutant rat fiends.
Okay.
Which are monster titan, I think. They're pretty nasty.
Yeah.
3 hordes of shark blight.
So many rats.
Got the loot and BSB.
BSB back there with the loot, like you do.
Yeah. Got all scud.
Got all scud right there.
And then 2 regiments or hordes of nightmares.
Kind of hanging out in the forest.
Yeah.
All right. Not too bad of a deployment.
Not
Got
bad.
your faster, more hard-hitting stuff on the flanks.
Yeah.
And then you're holding down the middle with a nasty anvil that can also be punchy as well.
Yeah.
So that's a good deployment. If you need to, you can go either way on the board. You didn't really pigeonhole yourself to one side or the other, so that's good. And for the undead, I've got a horde of werewolves holding down my left flank. I've got a legion of zombies with my necromancer behind them. He's got heal and drain life.
What's the name of your deployment?
I'll talk about that in just a sec. We got a horde of werewolves in the back there. Got an army standard bearer right there in the middle of my horde and my legion. I got a horde of revenants with undead rats and dogs, as well as with Han's Sanguinary Scriptures, so they have Life Leech 3. Got a Lich King with Bane Chant back there. I also have a regiment of Wraiths with a horde of Wights behind them. And then I have 2 regiments of Mummies with the Ammonite Pharaoh. And so if you look at my deployment, This you know, certain deployments are, you know, hammer anvil, or you know, you'll put all your fast stuff on the edges and harder to hit stuff in the middle. Tom so eloquently framed or named this deployment as the mullet deployment because it's all business in the front,
Party in the back.
Party in the back. So if you guys want to remember my deployment strategy in this game as the mullet deployment, I think it works out pretty well. And just so you guys are aware, the reason why I put those 2 units in the back is to really take care, or not take care of, but to really make his flying unit think about jumping over things. This is the thing about flyers, is that you have to account for them in your deployment.
Yeah.
Because if you just deploy everything in a straight line like you normally would, those things can jump over your lines. And I really don't have, yes, I have shambling, but it makes it a little bit more difficult to directly assess and deal with a flyer unless you have some units that are hanging back, offering that second line of defense. So that's why I did that. And then you guys will see the bluff counters. There are 10 of them. So there's one over there by the house. Got a whole bunch in the middle. And then we've got one straggler over here. So as we were talking about before, you can definitely see where there could be some strategy with, you know, having a couple of these loot counters right next to the opponent's battle line.
Yeah.
And having those be a 1.
It definitely sucked because I had 3 of them over here, so obviously one of them was a 1.
Right, exactly. And so
zeros.
it's like, which one is it going to be? And how am I going to respond to that? Am I going to blow past it and let it go, or am I going to try and hang on to it, you know? And so that's one of the interesting strategies that comes along with this exact scenario. So we've got 2 pieces of impassable over here.
Yep.
We've got an obstacle. We've got a forest. We have a height 2 hill,
Yep.
right? Height 2?
Yep.
We have a height 3 hill. And then we've got another forest, we've got an obstacle, and then we've got 2 pieces of impassable right here. That's what the board looks like. So we will get going into turn 1, and we'll tell you guys what happened at the end. Turn 1 in the books. And
Super exciting.
like they always are, they are so exciting, guys. So exciting. Full of movement, full of suspense, full of lightning bolt that almost wavers units off of 1 wound. So let's talk about what happened. The only exchange between one army and the other.
Bolt at the werewolves.
Yeah, lightning bolt 5, right?
Yeah,
lightning bolt 5. He does 1 wound on my puppies over here, and then rolls an 11, which is impressive. 1 away from wavering. That was. I was not expecting that. If that would have happened, I would have been like, what the hell?
It wouldn't really matter if you didn't move anyway.
No, exactly.
I just been the same.
Leaving them there anyway. But still, that still would have, you know, for them, their morale, you know, that wouldn't have been good. So you moved up. I think the only thing you held back was your 1 horde of shock blight over there on the hill, because
ever so slightly.
Yeah, because you still want that +1.
Ever so slightly.
Yeah, on the thunderous. You moved your nightmares into the forest. Because they are, you know, pretty good at shooting as well, and so you figure why not, right? Also, you want to deny me the chance or possibility of charging in with the werewolves and having my full strength when I do it. So, and then I just moved all my stuff up. I tried to keep things together as close as possible. I hung the werewolves back a little bit because they're nimble, and you just never really know where things are going to end up, right? So I like holding them back a little bit, but everything else got moved up. And I think that is legitimately all that I did. And that's all that you did. So, on to turn 2. Woohoo!
Oh, damn it. That was a good deal.
So, just as I had expected, this is the end of turn 2. And I think I almost called your deception. Yeah. Almost. Yeah, with the token under here. Because this token has got to be
we found all zeros, which is kind of funny.
Yeah, we found all zeros, both of us. They're all zeros. So 0 over here, which I'm happy. I'm actually really happy that's a 0. Because that would suck having to try and do something over there, especially since I'm about ready to get jacked up on that side. And then the other 0 is right there next to my whites. And then we have 1 0 over there. And you have 1 0 back there.
So that means this one's a 1.
Yep, right on top of the hill. And then I was able to, after movement, you moved up, you shot my wolves.
Did 2 more wounds.
Did 2 more wounds, got them up to 3 wounds, which is awesome. That's what you got to do with the werewolves. You got to put those wounds on them. And then I zoomed my dude over and healed all 3 of them back. So that was awesome.
Heal 3, heals 3 wounds.
Yep, heal 3, heals 3 wounds, exactly. So that worked out really well. So far, the Necromancer is earning his way in the list. We'll see what happens later if he's going to stay. But this turn, so we're at the bottom of turn 2. I don't feel like the standoff is going to last much longer. It's going to hurt, and I think it's going to hurt bad here. Those Rat Fiends, I just have a sneaking suspicion that you are going to try and push them on my flanks because that's what you like to do with Rat Fiends, because why not? And it's going to be interesting, and you're going to shoot the hell out of my mummies, I feel like. But who knows? You could shock me. You could shock me. So we're going to go ahead and go on to turn 3. We got to turn over other counters. I don't even know where... Is this one mine or yours? 1! Huh, how'd you guess? So 1... Which other one did you turn over?
I just turned over this one. So I got those ones and that one.
Okay, and then I got that one and those 2. Okay. And we are finishing turn 3. Yeah. Sorry about that, everybody. Not really paying attention to what we're doing and just hitting record and just kind of letting things happen as they are. Oh, I guess I should turn it back to turn 3 so people aren't confused. Well, as we prophesized, turn 3 got bloody. Yeah. Over here, over on the left flank here, the demon spawn smacked my puppies around.
Wavered them.
You know, dude, your nerve rolls over here have been good, man. You rolled an 11, barely missed it. You did 6 wounds, respectable.
Yeah.
You wavered them on a 9, man.
That's right, that's what it was.
1 round of combat, they get wavered. And of course, I am not going to try and support just a unit of werewolves, so yeah, there they sit, and there they are going to die. Over here in the center, I charged in with my zombies. I needed 6s because you popped your plague pots. I did 3 wounds. Heck
That was
yeah.
respectable.
Heck yeah. That was awesome. In the middle, you killed my revenants because you multi-charged.
Double charged it.
Yeah, you double charged with both of your hordes over the hill, so you were hitting... One of them you were hitting Crush 1, Thunderous 1. You Bane Chanted the one in the middle there where the puppies are now. Those were Crush 2, Thunderous 1.
Yeah.
So 60 attacks, or are they 25 attacks?
No, 30 attacks.
So 60 attacks with at least Crush 2. I mean, I love my hammer, I love my anvil that is the Revenants, but come on, that's a lot. I think you did like 27 wounds.
There's quite a few.
Yeah, it was pretty good. So they're gone, and then you had so much success right here, man. You were on fire, and then whiff and whiff. I mean, you whiffed on my mummies. I think my mummies are becoming your bane of existence.
They're pretty bad.
No matter what you do, you even have fire oil.
I know.
And
I should have
you-
enchanted them.
You should have. When you were doing it, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, dude, you should.
I was like, that's plenty. 30 attacks.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know why I did that.
that was awesome. It was awesome. So that helped me out. I thought they were going to die. So that definitely bought me some help this next turn. And then my zombies, or my mummies, didn't really do very well in the regens. I think I got 3 back here. I got 0 back here.
You got life leech.
I did get life leech, which is nice. So life leech 1, which definitely, it still helps. I mean, it's only 1 wound, but whatever. And then I charged in with my, you guys can barely see, my little pharaoh, my little defense 6 sparrow. So they're going to smash each other for a little, or smack each other for a little while. There was a possibility of disengaging with the mummies and doing a flank.
That was legit.
It's interesting, man.
It's interesting.
It's very interesting. The thing that made me think, no, never mind, is because I'd been hitting on 5s, because I'm still in an obstacle and I've been going through a forest.
Yeah.
So I'd been
to open up a flank for me.
Oh, a beautiful flank for you. You would have pretty much been non-contested on my flank because all I have on this side are my whites. And I don't care who you are, when you have 2 against 1, it's not good odds. So I don't like that. I want to hold that side up for a little bit longer. And then I jumped over you with my Wraiths.
It's a little scary over there.
And so
BSB's a little scared.
BSB's a little scared.
Where those guys come from?
Yeah, so that's definitely... I really want to kill that BSB. I really want to kill him. I know tactically that's not the right move. But you know, sometimes in life you have these grudge matches, these grudge decisions where no matter what you're doing, you know what the right option is. But there's a part of you, whether it be vengeance whether it be whatever, you just want to kill that rat bastard. And I can call him a rat bastard because he literally is a rat bastard. I want to kill him because I hate that he always pain chants things. And that would also get rid of your inspiring bubble.
Yeah.
So that would help too.
He's pretty much the only inspiring I have other than Scud.
Other than your dude, other than Scud over here. So I don't know, but it's like, should I do that? Yeah, well, yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, he's individual. You're obviously going to move him, but just being able just to look at it though, just my guys just looking.
Where'd those guys come from?
Yeah, like holy crap, those are ghosts. Those are like straight up like ghosts that just fucking came out of nowhere. So anyway, yeah. So this turn got bloody, but I think only one unit died, even though it got bloody.
Yeah.
I think I lost a unit, and you popped all your. You popped all your plague pots, which I'm happy. Now they're out of the way.
Yep. Now they're normal rats.
Now they're normal rats. Now they're no longer the blight. Now they're just shock troops. They're no longer shock blight. I don't think that I'm going to be able to, my battle line losing the revenants there in the middle, which I knew would probably happen, because I had to get you into combat somehow.
Oh yeah.
I have to start grinding with you. Yeah. You do have a charge over here, even though it is right on. It's a hairline charge. You do have that flank right there. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's going to be interesting what happens because you still are charging through an obstacle, so you are going to be -1 on what 36 attacks.
36 attacks.
So -1 needing 5s, right? Because they're 4s normally.
Yeah.
So it's still a boatload of attacks though, needing 5s, who knows. Plus your basic attacks of the 30 in the front. I don't know if my zombies can weather it, I'll tell you right now. Which will definitely change some things on this side of the board. It might be the beginning of the end, opening up that flank. But here's the thing, I couldn't plan for that. That was perfect. That's one of the things about the game is sometimes things present themselves throughout the game. So we'll see what happens, but that could potentially hurt bad. Because I need something to hold along this line so that I can get them into combat in the back.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. We'll go ahead and go to turn 4. End of turn 4. A lot of stuff happened.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff happened. So let's see, you were start of turn. You finished off my puppies over here.
Yep.
And you double charged my mummies.
Yep.
And killed them. And then you killed the mummies here that were against this horde. You whiffed hardcore against these werewolves, which I was shocked, man. Did really good over here against the zombies. Wasn't enough to rout them because it's a lot to rout them. And then eventually I rear charged with the wraiths, and then front charged with a bane chanted unit of werewolves.
That did it.
And that did it. Yeah. Unfortunately, I have to devote 300 points to kill out a 200-point Ratkin unit. It is what it is. And then I flew my whites over and did a janky little flank charge and got rid of your one rat fiend because you were about ready to run the table. And that was going to hurt bad. So. I still have all of my individuals because they're not exactly game changers, but I still have all of them.
I found the 2 in the
You
center.
found the 2 in the center. Found the 2 in the center. And yeah, the board is looking different than it was, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
You still have those 2 hordes of nightmares that can shoot, and that's just nasty. I'm hoping that I can clean up this side of the board here soon.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure you're hoping the same thing. Because you can easily clean up what's going on here. You can do that pretty easily. And yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what happens next. We're going to go on to turn 5. And we have to start thinking about objectives.
I know.
So just so you guys know, neither one of us ever, when we're playing these scenarios, we legitimately don't start thinking about it until about turn 5.
Until I find the 2.
Well, yeah. Do we have any more? 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's probably your 2. Yeah. That's why you're hanging one 19 in the back. But I thought I would have one though.
You should have one somewhere.
Oh, there it is. It's right there in the middle.
Oh yeah.
There it is.
Oh nice. Good spot for that one too.
There you go. That's probably going to be a 1 right there.
One. Yep. The zeros. You know the 2, so that's 1.
Oh man. So yeah, this is going to be interesting to finish it off. But we'll go on to turn 5 and see what happens.
Fly over here.
All right, guys. End of turn 5. Damn it! That was the only time I've said it the whole battle report. So I guess the all right guys at the end isn't too bad. So. Yeah, this turn did not go very well for me. We had a janky ass shooting gallery.
My nightmares into 2.
My wraiths had 3 wounds, defense 6, and he did 10 wounds between those 3 units on a defense 6 unit, and then rolled and took him off the board. So that sucked because I was hoping that they would be able to stay alive to help a little bit. You got rid of the Legion of Zombies because, you've got the Scud flanking. So that was going to happen for sure. And then, let's see, what else? I killed your other Rat Fiend over here. You wavered the werewolves. And that leaves me with all of my individuals still on the board.
Of course.
And
a bunch of non-objective counters.
A bunch of non-objective holding dudes, and then that unit of the horde that is obviously wavered, which is going to die. And so that'll leave me with 1 objective scoring unit that's not near any objectives.
Yeah, he's got a bunch of zeros.
I got a bunch of zeros. The closest one is that one right there. So I could hold 1 objective, and Tom would hold like 8. So.
Contested, you'd have 0 because you're a horde, right? Or regiment?
I'm a horde.
Okay, so the horde balance out.
So yeah, definitely a loss for me. Definitely a win for Tom again. Sorry guys if you're getting sick and tired of seeing Tom win. Send me some money so I can build some different units, I guess is the best way to put it. Okay, so we will go ahead and go on. Well, this is the end of the game. So we're going to go ahead and talk about what happened and talk about the game and wrap it up. Well, yet again.
Well, yeah, another W.
Another W for Tom. Yes. That was, I don't know, that wasn't a bad game.
No,
I didn't think it went too bad. No. I think a big turning point was taking off those mummies, taking off my units that just don't have as much nerve as yours. Yeah. That obviously over time that does hurt after a while.
Yeah, he was pulling units like a lot.
Yeah.
Every turn.
And your Rat Fiends.
They did okay. They're just like battering rams. They did their job.
But doing what they did very well.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I'm stepping up a horde of your shock blight with my mummies, and they can't last forever. Yeah. So, a unit that does 30 attacks, a horde that does 30 attacks, that has the ability to have ensnare for a turn.
Yeah.
That's nasty. And then you have 3 of them on the board.
Yeah, they're pretty gross.
I think I'm gonna have to just go faster and flying and just start doing that to you. No, I
was gonna say that's not gonna help you.
No,
ensnare and stuff will mess you up.
Yeah, oh yeah, ensnare's nasty. My whites actually made it through a game. They did not die.
They might have.
Well, I'm just saying right now because we called it. But turn 6, it depends, on how good your shooting is and everything else. But your shooting being lights out like it was.
Yeah, weapon teams are pretty good. Don't count those guys out. They're nimble. They're 85 points. They got 10 shots.
Piercing 1.
They do all right.
And they're speed 6, and then they got
steady aim.
Steady aim, 12-inch range, right? So they're 18 inches.
So they're a pain in the butt to deal with.
And they're nimble, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, guys, the Ratkin are nasty if done the right way. They're actually probably the best shooting army now.
Yeah, I can do some crazy shooting. I was building a shooting list. It's pretty crazy.
They're pretty good.
Escaping gunline or Ratkin gunline.
Ratkin gunline. Yeah, they're pretty good, man. I like them.
Not a lot of shooting in this. I mean, there's a little bit, but nothing too bad.
Decent amount of shooting.
Nightmares and then 2.
I mean, you've got what 36, 50, 56 shots.
Yeah.
So
short range, though. I mean, short
that's
range.
That's not too bad.
They're all 12-inch range.
56 shots, right? But you got a speed 6 unit with a 12-inch range weapon, so that's 18-inch ranges if they're moving.
Yeah.
They're all steady aim.
Yep.
And 20 of those shots are piercing 1.
Yeah.
So don't let him fool you when he says, "Oh, I don't have much shooting in this
a little
list."
bit of shooting.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit of shooting. So yeah, other than that, well, hopefully you had fun.
Oh yeah, of course.
I always have fun, even when I lose.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys, if you're getting sick and tired of watching me lose. Trust me, I get sick and tired of it too. But you know, it makes it. I would hope it makes you better. I guess what I have to do is stop tweaking lists and just settle on a list. But I have fun.
I mean, it was a good list.
So.
Yeah. No
Yeah, you know, the zombies, I love them, but with the way that you play, I don't think that they will work, because I gotta have everything that I hit you with has to kill stuff all the time, no matter what.
Yeah.
Because that's how you build your
rewards and stuff. Like it's,
yeah, I mean that's how you build your lists anyway. Is to, you know, everything does a job, everything does whatever.
Yeah.
But a lot of your stuff is so much more offensive. You don't have very much defensive stuff. You don't have very much. And what I mean by that is, you have one guy that provides inspiring, that does Bane Chant, and that's it. You don't focus on you don't focus on magic. You don't, and so all of those points are going into something that can kill stuff.
Yeah.
And so having stuff that is a dedicated anvil is difficult, because against you have anvils, but
points.
Right, but your anvils, and also it's part of it's part of the army that you're playing to. The Shockblight are a perfect anvil hammer unit.
Yeah, they'll tie you up.
They can be both.
And they'll smack you around too. They do good. 30 attacks, crushing one.
Yeah.
You throw a little Bane Chant on them, or a little fire oil, or whatever you got.
Yep.
I mean,
and they're nasty.
They do good. And they can take the charge, because they get the ensnare for the first turn, and then they come back and smack you. And if you want to let me charge you, then you're really in trouble, because I can still do Plague Pot. So when you come back in.
Yep, exactly. Exactly. So I think I'll be tweaking my list again. I love the zombies. I love how they look. I love running them. But I think for this, where this list is going, I don't think that they're going to be viable. I think that I have enough speed in this list.
It's quick for an undead. It's got some speed to it. A lot of fly, a lot of speed.
I almost feel like the zombies are a little bit slow. I don't mind having the mummies being slow.
Yeah.
I don't mind having the revenants being slow.
The zombie revenant is a pretty good center. Like, it's tough to deal with.
It's tough, but the problem though is that I had to do my hammer units had to do so much to try and get through your hordes too. Because typically you want, you know, it would be good to have an anvil grinding against an anvil, right? And that is what you would like if you're trying to then take out that other anvil. And it's hard to do when the anvil that you're grinding against also is a hammer.
Yeah.
Right? Because then it's like, oh God, I got to do more wounds than that, you know? And so, unfortunately, the zombies of Kings of War don't have the same ability that the zombies from.
They did good. I mean, they hold these guys up. They ended up doing 12 wounds.
GW have.
It was pretty impressive.
They did pretty good. And part of that was also they were
rolling pretty good.
Part of that was the drain life from the Necromancer. Yeah. I liked him, actually, even though I'm gonna get rid of him. I liked him. He was fun. I zoomed him around.
Healed my
werewolves back. I got so much points in characters.
Yeah.
But with the undead, you know, I think you have to balance out a little bit of like, okay, what you know, you got to keep them alive.
Yeah.
Right? Especially zombies. You know, you got to keep them alive. But, you know, I'm sure for a lot of people they'll work. And I think even in other lists, they would work well. I just think in this incarnation of where I'm trying to take my list, I don't think that they necessarily work.
Yeah.
So
what would you cut them for? What would you add in?
I've got a unit of Soul Reaver Cav.
Yeah.
That I would like to add in. Gives me some speed, gives me some extra hammer, some extra punch.
So for the same points as Zombie Legion?
No, God.
I was like,
no.
Wow.
No, Zombie Legion is 170, and the Soul Reaver Cav's 250.
Okay.
So, but when you're considering the Necro as well, the Necro, all told, you know, dropping some other things there, he's about 115-ish.
Okay.
So between the two of them, I could do it. And then, you know, I as much as I love, well, no, I'm not getting rid of the Pharaoh. I like the Pharaoh. He's staying.
He's good.
He's staying.
That's a nasty little character.
I think what I need to do is focus more on my Lich King. And I think, because all he's a 155 point unit that has Bane Chant, which is dumb.
Yeah, you could do a BSB with Bane Chant.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm thinking, because I like the Lich King and what he can do. He has a lot of different spells.
Surge 10, doesn't he?
He does have Surge 10,
nasty.
which is nice.
Yeah.
And he's got Fly. So that's the thing. You know, if I were to add in some more units that have Fly, or some more faster units, he can keep up with them.
Yeah. How many attacks does he have?
How many attacks does he have?
Yeah.
The Lich King?
Just one?
Or not Lich King, I'm sorry. Or he is Lich King. Yeah, he's got one. He's a
okay.
He's not a... He's a lover, not a fighter.
Coming over here, but...
No, he's a lover, not a fighter. As much as I don't... I shouldn't say don't like it, because I do like the Revenant. The Revenant army list choices in the Undead.
Yeah.
I am looking at Revenant Cav. They're nice. They give me a little bit of speed. I can stop stuff up well before, so it can let my line move where it needs to move and maneuver how it needs to maneuver. Revenant King doesn't look too bad either. So I got the nice thing about the Undead is there's so many options.
That's a really good army.
And that's the thing, guys. Like,
honestly, if
I mean, if you're gonna lose a bunch, but you're going to learn from it, the Undead is a great list because you can do so many different things.
Yeah.
And if something doesn't work one time with a certain list build, don't ever be afraid to go back later and try with a different list build. So, but I just think that maybe some more speed. I would, as much as I love my Revenants, they've been in the army since the beginning. Maybe dropping them and adding some Revenant Cav.
Huh.
I don't know. It's give my army a little more speed, maybe.
It's kind of small. Your army's gonna be small though. If you're going Soul Reaver Cav and Revenant Cav.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
No, not exclusively.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying those are options. If I were to take away 2 units, I could boom, put another unit down that would be Soul Reaver Cav.
Yeah.
Or if I wanted to get rid of my Revenants, then I would have some Rev Cav.
Yeah.
And the thing is for 205, I got to look at the points, but the Horde of Rev Cav is more expensive than 205.
Oh, sure.
But it's not. I mean, it's not a bad point cost.
Yeah.
And so, is there some viability with a 32 attack gigantic horde? Yes, I get it. Going through the forest and stuff like that, I understand. And then you're
have to put Pathfinder or something on it. You'd have to. You have to pay the points, and if you're going to do it, you got to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Or what I could always do too is add. I had a worm, the Rev King on Undead Worm.
Yeah.
I had that in my last. I had a Pathos, but I have a model that I can use for that. I could always add him back in, or add that unit back in. Gets a little bit of crushing. I just don't like the fact that he's only.
I was gonna say your army's getting smaller and smaller.
Well,
you're gonna put in Undead Worm, you're gonna put in Rev Cav and Soul Reaver Cav. That's like 1,000 points just right there. Those 3 units.
Well, I'm not saying all of them at the same time. I'm just saying the different options.
Yeah.
Different options that I have. But I think the whites are going to stay. The werewolves are going to stay.
Yeah,
yes,
werewolves are nasty.
Yeah, they're gross.
Whites are super nasty. They fly and then smack you around.
Yep, they're gross. And we'll go from there and kind of keep tweaking the list and see what we can do. As far as you go, I think
I just kind of threw it together. It was something good.
Well, I mean, the Ratkin. It's when you look at him on paper, you're like, oh, that's not that scary. And then when you see somebody who's really good at the game, play him really well, and then you're like, wow, that sucks.
Yeah.
It's
a smaller army.
A unit that has regen.
Yeah, these
and Radiance of Life. You put them together and they regen Radiance of Life each other back. Yeah. I mean, that's difficult to deal with.
And they're like 200 points. They're like, I forget what they are, 220, 200. They're super cheap.
Yeah.
But they're nasty. 10 attacks, hitting on 3s, crushing 2, vicious, regen. Radiance Life, they got all sorts of stuff.
For 200 points.
Yeah.
And then the fact that you added in a flyer.
He's pretty good.
He's like a dragon.
Yeah, he pulled him away and he didn't really do much this game. He killed some werewolves, but...
And that's, honestly, I was okay with that.
Yeah.
For the fact that it kind of kept him busy.
Yeah.
It stalled the game out a little bit, which was nice. I just couldn't make up enough momentum quick enough to balance it out.
Yeah.
But that's all right. That happens. That is what it is. My mullet formation almost worked.
Well.
It almost worked.
It
didn't do too bad, right? Didn't do too bad. My my rear charge with the wraiths was awesome. I didn't know you were going to put 10 wounds on them from shooting them. Otherwise I wouldn't have done it.
Popping behind me and stuff. I was like, oh man, I was glad I had those guys in there.
Yeah, those guys are bastards.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe throw some Balefire catapults in there. I don't know. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. I don't think I could do that. They are pretty nasty, but. I'm not a big fan.
I'm not a big fan of war machines. They hit on 5s.
Like your 2 war machines that you have that consistently.
But they're differently. Organ guns have 12 shots.
Destroy shit.
The 2-shot ones I'm not a big fan.
Yeah, you're looking at 24 shots.
Yeah.
As opposed to 2
or 4, whatever it is. Both of them.
No, I get you.
You need 5s.
I get you. Well, hold on a sec. Because I'm going to be so angry if I look and it's not freaking recording. Okay, it is recording. Okay, I was about to lose my mind. I was like, man, that was so much stuff we just talked about and I don't want to go over it again.
Yeah. Let me know if you like the Ratkin. I don't know. They're good. I'll just keep messing around with them. They're kind of...
I mean, I like I don't like them, but I like them. Does that make sense? I don't like playing against them, but I like them. The Ratkin are good. Yeah. I want to see... I'd like to see them getting properly based, and done, but I know you got to wait on that.
Yeah.
So I know that's not really...
I mean, they're based, they're magnetic.
That's a cosmetic, right?
Come on.
That's a cosmetic critique. Well, this is what you ran. You ran these guys at Adepticon, right? Yeah. So, don't get me wrong. I'm just nitpicking because I got nothing else to... what am I going to say about them? They have low defense. That's the only thing they have that would be a knock against them is their low defense. Yeah. Whoop-de-doo, I got high defense and I lost, so it doesn't really matter. I don't know, man. Anything else that you want to say?
No, that was good.
So we're going to get this battle report out going forward. Don't know if we're going to be able to keep up with once a week. We'll try at least once every other week just because I need to have a little bit of time to get my other units and armies and everything going, and that might take a little bit of time. Yeah, and I'm trying to think what else we have coming up. I know there's a supplement or whatever that is, a magical supplement that's going to be getting released here soon.
That seems kind of wonky, but that's my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, we typically like to try and stick with things that are a little bit more, what you'd see at a tournament and stuff like that. Who knows? We might play a fun game.
I'll buy it for sure. I'll take a look at it.
Oh, well, yeah, of course. We'll definitely buy it. Maybe we can do a review on it. Yeah. Maybe we'll do a review or we'll sit down and talk about it, see what we like, what we don't like, if people care that much. So I'm working on my secret army.
The old secret army.
That's still on its way. And then I'm going to be adding some more units to the Undead and some more units to the Elves. Try and keep mixing it up so that way when you guys are watching the battle reports, they're not the exact same army every time. Yeah. So that way it's still something different.
You guys seen the Dwarves like 4 games in a row, I think, something like that.
Yeah,
so
it was a lot.
Bring out the Ratkin.
Bring out the Ratkin, do something different. And then you have, what other armies do you have?
I got a free dwarf list I want to try out.
That's right, 3 dwarves.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then I thought you had another army.
That was it.
Those 3? Okay. Well, either way, guys, if you guys want to see, I know you guys gave us some lists of some different armies, and unfortunately, we don't have any Forces of the Abyss. We don't have any Trident Realms. There's a lot of armies that were suggested that we just don't have. Now, we can definitely put those armies together. We can buy them and make them, but that's going to take some time. So we are going to
try and mix it up, though. We get different.
Try and mix it up.
Yeah.
I mean, we can
different lists, always different lists.
We can always try and do different lists. If you guys want us to do certain scenarios, if you guys have questions about the scenarios, let us know. We're willing to make different videos too. If you guys want to see a video that's not necessarily a battle report, but that is something a little bit different, let us know, and we're more than happy to do that. So. Yeah. Well, with that, I think that's about it for today.
Another win.
Another win for you. Going.
Got the streak alive.
Another L for me.
The streak is alive.
That's pretty much about it.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We'll see you later.